Alright guys, welcome back to another Kaiju 8 video. The hype is real, the game is dropping in a few hours now, so I thought I'd get a little video out head start to go over and trying to explain to you lot who you lot should be re-rolling for, who you lot should be picking up on your free guaranteed ticket, and what are the best characters to go for literally before the game comes out. Now obviously a quick disclaimer, the game is not actually out yet. There was never a JP or KR or even a beta version, so we haven't actually gotten hands-on gameplay, but trust me guys when I tell you I did a lot of research for this one, tried understanding the breakdown of the whole game, and I think I understand a little bit about how the game is going to be going, and also, well, what character will give you the best push and best start possible. Alright guys, literally this was posted 4 minutes ago. I just finished recording and they've just announced the first banner character coming towards the game, which is Reno Ichikawa number weapon 6. Absolutely crazy, especially considering the episode hasn't even aired yet. So this is like I think we saw the teaser, so we do know he does get the suit, right? But that is absolutely crazy that they are releasing characters alongside the actual anime literally when they air. This is something I wanted in a lot of my other gacha games, so I'm very glad they're doing it, and I think it's going to be a lot better, especially when the animes are airing during the game. So listen, it's possible this is one of the better characters in the game, and you might have to be rerolling for him. We have no idea what the character does just yet. But once again, my other points still stand true. Maybe now with this, wait, see what this guy does, and then we'll start talking about it. So pray stay tuned for an update tier list on day 1. All right, so what are the best characters to start off with? The best 2 characters you can definitely get, and guys, I'm not saying it's a power level because you expect them to be the best in the game, is unironically Kaiju 8 is probably going to be the best characters in the game, and also as well Narumi. Them two are the ones you definitely want to go towards, but then also if you can pick her up, I think Mina is also the 5-star one, going to be another go-to one, and I'm going to explain why. Now do remember you can get one of your characters for free because we had hit 1 million pre-registrations, so the best ideal reroll and best way you can start your account if you want to spend the time doing it is reroll it until you do get 2 legendaries, like you can see on screen. Someone, or at least the person who did the article, somehow managed to do it. So if your best start is definitely picking up Narumi and also the Kaiju 8, and we guarantee Mina on the side. The reason why I'm saying this is because of, well, what we know about the game so far. Now granted, I get to say there is a opportunity or chance in the future that certain character dupes or certain characters will become a little bit meta, but what we know right now, because there isn't really a PvP focus in this game, is definitely towards story bosses. We have to understand how the bosses even work in this game, and that is through attributes. Now you may be a little confused when you watch the gameplay demo, but they do explain a bit more on the Japanese side, which is what I mean by I have to literally translate some of the stuff they're saying to understand what's going on. But essentially, as you can see at the top right now, each Kaiju you verse or even boss enemy in this game is going to have a certain attribute, and what you need to do is match that attribute. So as you can see right now, Narumi has kind of matched that attribute. I'll explain that in a second. So when they actually target the boss, you're going to remove one of those plates. So boom, they removed it. He's gone down to 4 to 3. And then when you manage to break all of the plates, you will actually expose the core, which means they get stunned, it will do more damage, and you're more likely to actually kill the boss. That's kind of the whole system of this game. So it's kind of important you're able to break those actual plates. Now on screen, you can see these are all of the elements. So like you just saw before, the boss fight, this is his element, this little triad thing, which means the boss is weak towards physical resistance. So anyone with these attributes will be able to destroy those plates, which is basically everyone in the game. And then above me are like the elemental ones, which there are a few bosses, I think, or at least one boss that we did see that has it, but these are more limited towards 4-star characters, so it's going to make some 4-stars a lot better than they actually are. If you guys have made this far, there are over 70% of you guys that have simply not subscribed and you're watching this video, so if you can please hit that button, because I'm going to be making the best Kaiju number 8 content of 2025. Okay, so literally right above me right now are all the elements in the game. So like I did say, there are more general ones, and this is kind of why this row right here would actually likely be very, very good compared to the mids down here, like Kikuru, you know, all the other standard characters that already have 5 stars. They're not gonna be as good because you don't have any elements ones, because they don't have any elements towards them, where literally you can see right here, if you have or need to apply fire towards a boss fight, she's gonna be good for it. I believe also she's a healer, so I think she's also a little bit better too. So these 4 stars actually will be very, very valuable, so you still want to get them anyway. But when it comes to the general bosses, this is where most of the 5s are going to shine a little bit. So as you can see, Narumi, if you look at all the other 5 stars, they all specialize in one actual, you know, attribute. Where Narumi, he actually has 2 of them. So once again, we go towards our little sheet that translates it. You can see Narumi has got the slash resistance and also the shooting resistance. You can kind of see here his little special action is actually 2 of them, right? So if you actually use that blast attack onto a kaiju that needs both of them, you will end up dealing damage to both of those attributes, which you can kind of see here. It's kind of cool, actually. They actually got the voice actor for Narumi to kind of comment it all over these little gameplay stuff. But you can see right here, you need to attack the boss twice with the shooting attribute, and also as well, it's just a random general plate one, so you have to damage like just normally. And you also have this purple one, which we'll get into in a second. But as you can see, the boss, Narumi attacked them once. That was a special attack a little bit, and it actually broke the physical resistance, which is generally what everyone can do, but also requiring you to use the two shooting ones. He did damage it once. So that's kind of the core of the gameplay a little bit, and kind of why I think once again Narumi would be very, very useful, because you're gonna have both of them, and you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 combo, right? If you wonder about the purple one, as you can see, the purple one is special resistance. You have to destroy it or hit them with that actual elements. So that is kind of where these 4 stars come into play. You will be probably using them because sometimes the boss will require an actual, like, you know, elemental one that you have to use any of those characters to break. So that's what I mean by Narumi probably being like one of the best, because literally, why would I go for Mina, who does obviously specialize a bit more into a shooting resistance, when I can also go for Narumi and also get both of them? Now, obviously, it is towards one skill. You won't be able to always use it, but right now the game looks very, very basic, and I think at the start he will give you probably the most benefit towards your account. And of course, the next best character who you should be going for is definitely going to be Kaiju 8, because he does have the hit resistance. There's only 3 characters in the game I believe right now that have it. Is him, Kikuru's dad Iso, and I think that's his name, and then also Hasegawa, I think is the actual team up, which we'll get towards the end a little bit as well, with Narumi, and they are the only characters that actually have it. But if you actually go towards Kafka's gameplay, as you can see, Kafka has both of the hit one on both his skills, which means you can be able to easily break through it, because if you go towards Hasegawa, which also has the hit reduction one, you can see he's only got it on 1 skill. This is what I mean by, yes, he has got the element, but you can only apply that element towards the boss on that specific skill. So if there's a time where you can't use it, that is where Kaf's going to be probably obviously a lot better, or at least in its Kaiju form. Like I did say, Kikuru's dad also has the hit element, but as you can see on screen, there was a screenshot where I believe his actual first skill has the hit reduction, which can be helpful, obviously. If you get him, you would actually need him, right? But his second skill is a buff skill, which, hey, you know what? It's possible, I get to say, that the buff skill is a bit more important than just literally laying out DPS. Like I say, there's going to be more nuance towards it. You know, I'm not saying like these other characters, like for example, Hoshinoa is not going to be more usable than Narumi or Kikuru. You definitely will have their use for them. But like I did say, I think just starting off right now, what we know so far, this is probably likely the best start. So can I show you a little bit once again? This boss, for example, requires you to actually apply the hit reduction one twice in a row. But the only character on this team that can do it is obviously Hasegawa right here. This is a special action, right? So he does shoot it, and I think did he break it? No, because that's his normal skill, right? So his normal skill doesn't have the attribute lower one, so you're actually not going to get the defense lower. And I think if you don't actually lower the defense too much, you can see they start powering up, right? So right here, no one on the team can actually apply the special reduction one. So because of that, the boss is then going to power up and lose. So it's actually very important if you're trying to clear through boss fights and boss stages that you actually lower the character's elements. We spoke about it in my last few videos now, but there are actually team ups in this game. So for example, Narumi and Hasegawa also have a team up. However, you can still link characters that don't have team ups together. So for example, Rin and also Kikuru, you can link them together because it is literally simply just adjacent characters, for example. But if you actually use special actions, for example, so right now Narumi is going to use his second skill here, the blast skill, I believe it is, right? Which will, as you can see, do a follow-up with his partner skill. This is literally only exclusive towards Narumi and also Hasegawa if they are both linked together. You can see right there, you do a follow-up attack, right? So you can get more damage in, maybe you can apply more elements, wherever the boss or boss get from the characters. We'll have to wait and see when we get a hands-on gameplay. But you'll see right now, Kikuru will do her special action, or like the special skill, the blast skill. But because she's not actually teamed up with Rin, Rin doesn't do a follow-up. In terms of team-ups, I can't tell who exactly it is, but it does look like right here, Kikuru and Kaiju 8, since they are both left and right, and also these two, I think, also have a team-up as well. I think this is them teasing that these characters do have team-ups. So once again, these two right here have team-ups, and these two have team-ups. And since we already know that Narumi and also Hasegawa also have a team up, I think that's likely what the teasing. I mean, Rin's team up is actually with Kota, right? So this is Even more important when it comes towards team building, because now when you get Narumi, you can also have a pretty good 4-star character that also has the hit reduction, and they both work together. So yeah, guys, I think for me, my definitely first pickup of rerolling is probably going to be for Narumi, and I'm probably going to guarantee Kafka. And like I just say, Mina would probably my third choice, but literally while I was making this video, we got Reno with his upgraded suit from the new episode, which has just been shown. We still don't know what he does just yet, right? But wow, this is obviously, you can't get this character. Oh, he looks insane. You can't. It is crazy. You can't actually get this character in game through the free ticket. He's not in that selection. I can see already that he has got ice ability, so he probably will be, like we mentioned in this video, the only characters that can apply the actual like wind, fire, ice, water, I believe it was, were the 4-star characters, where this character right here has actually got an ice ability from the looks of it. So he probably will be the best 5-star or like character that you want to use when it comes towards the special resistance, which if they become more relevant, then that is where Ichigawa is probably the best one. So I think already at that point, there you go, guys. You have your best 3 characters. Kafka, if they really do spam the hit resistance, you're definitely going to need him. He's literally going to be the only one alongside 2 other characters in the game, but he's the one that applies most of it, so you're going to want to have him. Narumi, for the fact that he does have 2 special actions or 2 attributes that you can actually remove the actual plates on the characters, and if they are going to be spamming the special resistance, then that is where Ichigawa Reno, with his weapon 6 suit, is gonna be a must-have. So guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully to help out. I did, then of course hit the like button, subscribe, get the video out there, because I do think this is probably to help more people out, that someone has actually understood the game than just someone who just watched or don't watch the series, just gonna say, yo, get this character, he's cool. So guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.